Hey everybody, so here we are with part 2 of the Overwhelm series. Now, while I was standing there about to shoot this video, I looked over and I saw my gorgeous gardenia bush. And I don't know about you, but I love gardenias. They're such a beautiful, pure white flower and they smell divine. They're just gorgeous. I wish I could send you the smell via video, but that's one of the things that you can do to calm the overwhelm down. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it really works. And I feel so much better just standing in the grass talking with you for that previous video, which was about 10 minutes. So I've had 10 minutes of grounding. Then, like bright shiny things, I looked over and I saw my gardenia bush and I thought you might like to see the gardenia as well and imagine what it smells like. Because you know, the brain can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and reality. So that if you vividly imagine something wonderful, your body will release the chemicals of that experience that you had at that time. And equally, if you imagine something horrific, you know it's like when you wake up from a nightmare, your heart's pumping and your breathing's like this. See, we can't tell the difference. So it would really behoove us to, when we're starting to feel overwhelmed, to imagine very vividly either a great experience that we've had where you laughed like crazy, or a moment of pure stillness, or a moment like this where you pick a flower and you smell the flower and it transports you to the wonderful place that the smell transports you to. It might remind you of something fabulous that you did in your life, or it might be just something that you love. So remember, I call them magic moments. Make a list of magic moments in your life. And you know, they can be anything that was just wonderful, where you felt peaceful, where you felt calm, where you laughed until you cried, where you were just so full of joy, or where you just felt content and calm. And as you relive that experience, it will calm your whole system down. So maybe even get a little magic moment book and you can write things in it, or you can print photographs. The problem is these days we have everything digitally. We hardly ever print anything off. So if you print off a few of your favorite photos, I've got one of me and a girlfriend of mine. We were laughing so hard. We were being so stupid. We were drinking champagne, celebrating something, and we both lay down on a table with our champagne glasses like this, our legs up in the air, laughing hysterically. I've no idea why we stuck our legs in the air, but it was so funny. And every time I look at that photo, it makes me feel great again, and I relive that experience. So print out a few photos and put them into this little book that you call Magic Moment Book. And I don't know, take a picture of a gardenia and put it in there as well. And then when you're starting to ramp up and feel yourself getting into overwhelm, stop and go to your Magic Moment book. It only takes 2 minutes, if that, and it starts to calm your whole system down. And then another strategy that you can use is to make lists. Now, I am an expert list maker. I have lists everywhere, which then overwhelms me because I can't find my list, or I have 27 lists. And I have tried to be organized. I've tried to put them into my computer. I've tried, but then I travel a bit so I get a new idea. And of course I have my phone with me. So if I was really organized, which I think is another key to not feeling overwhelmed, is to be super organized. Christy, who is my wonderful, wonderful social media advisor and coach and guide, is amazingly organized. I honestly, she's told me how she does it, but I just don't seem to be able to do it. And what I am doing though is consolidating my lists. And I bought books. I bought a book for something and a book for something else and a book for something else, so that now at least when I take notes, I have them segregated into the books. Because I find it's better for me to write rather than just keep them in the computer. However, having said that, I am training myself to get better at putting them in the computer. For example, I've lost track of what videos I've done and what topics I've done them in. And I thought I was so organized. I really thought I was organized. I had a book and I thought I was writing them all down in the book. And now I can find the book, but I can't find the pages where I apparently wrote these things down. And so I have to go back to the beginning and start a new plan. But this time I think I will put everything I can into an Excel spreadsheet. Not that I'm very good at Excel spreadsheets, but I've learned enough that I can make one. And I will try to do that because I've made several Excel spreadsheet lists as well. And now I'm not sure where they are. And I'm sure I can find them. But that, if I dwell on that, I would rather laugh about it and then deal with it than beat myself up. Because honestly, I thought I was a really organized person, but it's turning out that I'm not, which is another piece to combating overwhelm. Being really honest with yourself. Be honest about your strengths and your weaknesses, and look at where you're kidding yourself. Because I really did think I was an organized person, but in the last 12 months, I've realized, man, I'm really not that organized. Either I'm dealing with so much more, or I'm just not that organized, and I have to do something differently. And so recognizing that and disciplining myself to be more organized is something that is going to help me combat overwhelm as I go ahead. So I'm actually practicing what I'm preaching. I may be a little slow on it, and I may be just at the beginning, and you could be way, way ahead of me and never feel overwhelmed. And good for you. And feel free to send me a comment or send me an email telling me your secrets, because I could really do with them. And so stay tuned for Overwhelm Part 3. That's if I can remember what I've already talked about. So I'll see you soon.
Always look on